Hello everyone. Now I'm going to show you how to tie a very simple ant that I decided to tie for army fish fishing. It's kind of masheer. I fish here in China. It's one of the spookiest fish I've noticed. I've had the opportunities to fish, but it's not impossible to catch, of course. So idea behind this fly was very simple. I want to tie a terrestrial because there are a lot of trees around the river. Ants are very common in this area, so ant was my first choice. When it comes to materials, the hook I'm using is pretty large, if you ask me. So it's Tiemco 900 BL, size 14. I'm using some crystal flash, some pearly color, I think. I'm using some peacock strands. So some peacock, but be careful, you should choose two different sizes. I will show you later. And the thread is Vivus 10 but you can do any black thread or matching ant thread. The way I want to start this fly is I'm going to put the foundation for my fly here, and immediately I'm going to catch wings and flash. First I'm going to catch wings. For wings I'm using white CDC, and I'm going to just pluck out a couple of fibers from here. You don't want your fly to be too buoyant, because idea is to have fly that will sink after, let's say, one or two strips on the surface. So you just need a couple of white CDC strands. I'll use a little bit more here. You can always take out some of them, but you can't add on the water anything, so I'm just going to catch it like this. So take it here and catch it with a couple of wraps. It doesn't have to be too tight right now. Also, you want to take one strand of crystal flash, fold it double, and catch it as well. So two strands of crystal flash, more or less. They're going to imitate that shiny effect that ants' wings are having. So I'm going to cut out this excess here. This is going to be a segment, so there is no this is not a problem that I'm having this bulk over here. Now in this area here, I'm not going to catch the whole hook here. I'm going to use 2 or 3 strands of a little bit wider peacock herl for this purpose, because I want rear segment to be a little bit thicker than the front one. So I'm going to catch this, secure it. Okay, very easy. Now I like to turn my eyes, and counterclockwise I like to wrap this around the thread to reinforce everything. You can pull those small fibers a little bit. Now don't pull too tight on your bobbin and thread, because you can break off your peacock herl, but be sure that you pull after each wrap. Pull those herls back, align them properly. So already we are having nice butt segment. Now I'm going to unwrap this from my thread, 1 or 2, probably 2. So like this, 2 wraps, secure everything, and cut this excess. Now in touching turns, cover these butt ends, create this middle thin segment, and now I want to catch my thinner peacock herl here. I like to break those tips because they tend to be a little bit softer than middle portion of the herl. So same thing again, pull this up. I like to rotate. Okay, Now create a segment again. After each, pull it back, pull it back, pull it back. At some point you want to pull this back. If you go too late, wings are going to be too upright. So you want to do it a little bit earlier. Catch it with everything, pull them down. I need to wrap this a little bit more, I guess. Yep, and that's more or less it. Now catch it with your thread. One turn. I'm keeping the tension in my peacock curl, and now I like to pull this back and form a little bit bigger head than usual. Whip finish your fly. I like to use 2 whip finish knots for trout. This fish, army fish, doesn't have any teeth, so the fly is safe even with 1 knot. But habits die hard. Now you can choose to break off this her like this. As you can see, no need to cut it. Only you need to cut this flash, and it should extend hook a little bit, like real ant wings. So imagine that you're a fish. You can see those 2 segments emphasized, and that's what you focus, because fish, they tend to focus on certain aspects of the fly they eat at a certain point. This fly is specifically designed for calm water, so if it lands gently on the water surface, it will stay floating, and if you strip it and pull it, it will start sinking very, very slowly, and that's very, very attractive to the fish. So I hope you liked this ant. If you did, give it a like, subscribe, and see you next week.